rubbed myself raw. Stretchy pants as well, they help, because I'm a Yorkshireman and we don't like handing us pennies over. You can expect a fat lad try to climb mountains. Here she is, look. She comes everywhere with me.
First of all, Gaz, a massive thanks for joining me for this next in the series of interviews. I guess to get us started, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you into all this wild camping stuff?
Well, I'm big, bald. I've got a dog, a little French bulldog. And the thing that got me into wild camping was I've always done camping and stuff with my mates as kids and that, always messing about in woods. Unlike kids nowadays, always stuck to the screens, aren't they, like we are now?
Yeah.
And I went on a charity hike. I got invited to a charity hike with some friends. It was a 50-mile loop, the Calderdale Way it's called. And that was like doing, I think it was 3 nights camp going around it. Very inexperienced in hiking sort of thing, because camping, we've always just gone to local woodlands and stuff like that and just camped in woodlands. So very unfit. Didn't know what clothes to wear. So I just I had on jeans and cotton boxer shorts and T-shirt and stuff.
What, 50 miles?
Yeah. Wow. And rubbed myself raw. And I didn't manage to do the last day. I had to bottle it because I'd injured myself. Like I say, I'd rubbed myself raw with chub rub. And after that, I thought I'm going to get myself sorted, get in shape, get the right gear and stuff, and crack on. I got the bug from that, I think. Seeing the views and stuff around here. That's what got me into it.
So what got you into doing it on YouTube as well and recording it all and putting it out there?
Well, because I'd been doing it wild camping and that, and I was watching everybody else's videos. I thought, hey, that's cool, that, showing everyone and that. And because I've always been a picture taker. I always take loads of pictures while I'm out. So I think it just sort of progressed into making YouTube videos. And plus my kids they live with me 50% of the time. So they get to see me. Not that they want to, like. They get to see me on weekends when I don't have them.
Yeah. You get to keep tabs on you.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. So it was just like a natural progression, I think, from wild camping and taking pictures to start making videos.
I think that's a familiar story for a lot of us, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I think so.
So I think you've done just over 40 videos now, 42 videos on your channel?
Yeah, something like that.
Is there any that stick out to you as your best ones, or any that you'd recommend people to watch who've never come across your channel before? What they should start with?
Maybe the Abandoned Village one. I think that's what it's called, Abandoned Village. That one is I go for a hike and have a look at a few old buildings and stuff like that, and then I end up camping up at a quarry, an abandoned village that's 1,100 feet above sea level. So that's a good one. And there's another one, the West Yorkshire Hidden Beaches. There's a bit of wild swimming and stuff in there.
I'm just looking at what your most popular ones are. So you've got Camping Alone in Some Creepy Woods.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one yet.
And yeah.
I'll check that one out. Scary Camping Alone. It's a lot of scary stuff.
Haunted Castle. That one.
Yorkshire's Most Haunted.
Yeah. Well, I like to go find like hidden gems, like old buildings or lakes and stuff like that people in this area, from Calderdale, West Yorkshire, they've never seen or even heard of. So that's what I'm showcasing it for the locals, really. But obviously everyone else can enjoy it, people around country.
So how do you find those spots? Is it word of mouth, or are you studying maps and Facebook groups? Like that?
Old maps, usually.
Yeah.
Old maps from like 1700s and stuff like that. And then you go on Google Maps and see if anyone else has taken photos or videos with a like street view sort of stuff. And then go for a wander. Normally go for a wander with dog and kids first. When I've got kids on weekends, I'll take them out to go scout it out.
Yeah.
And then if it's any good, I'll go for a camp there weekend after when I don't have kids.
Sounds good. So you've done obviously loads of wild camps by now.
Yeah.
Other than don't wear jeans, What lessons have you learnt along the way, and what tips would you give to anybody just starting out?
You don't need a 70-litre backpack rammed full with 26 kilos of gear. That's when I first started out. After the Calderdale Way one, we went to the Lake District and climbed up, is it Red Pike, I think, from Buttermere. And it's like that. It's basically just a slope like that. And I had 26 kilos on my back, and I were absolutely shattered when we got to the top of there.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then we got up to the top, did a camp there, and then we had to we were going to do the loop, but then one at the party got injured, an hour driving, so we didn't get as far as Haystacks. We come down just before Haystacks, but yeah, 26 kilos, you don't need it. I've got my base weight down now to about 4.7 kilos, and then you've got your food and water. Plus I've got dog stuff in that as well, so it gets up to about 7.5 to 8 kilos when you've got all your gear in after your base weight.
I think some of it's part of the initiation, though, isn't it? You take loads and loads of stuff, and then over time you just think, I never use that, or I don't need that. I think my first camp was 22 kilos. Yeah. Part of it was because I just bought the cheapest gear I could find, which is usually heavier. And then part of it is you just don't know what you're going to need and what you're not going to need. Yeah,
well, that's it. I mean, all you need really is your shelter, sleep system, decent mat and decent bag, and cooking, something to cook with. That's all you need, really, because you're only staying out for one night. If you're just doing an overnighter, you know, you're roughing it, as they used to call it.
Yeah, exactly.
But you don't have to rough it. You can get decent stuff that's at a budget price and still stay comfortable and warm.
Definitely. I think safety is the most important thing, isn't it? It's stay warm, stay hydrated, and make sure you've got something to eat, you know.
Yeah, and like that, like I said, with the cotton clothing and stuff like that, if you're hiking to wild camp, then you don't really want to be using cotton clothing because that just soaks up all the moisture, and then at night you're going to be cold then. So some at polyester, some at man-made. You don't need to go out and buy merino wool and stuff like this T-shirt here. I think this is a Regatta Active T-shirt, and that were only like £5 or £6.
Exactly. All my T-shirts are polyester, I think, as well. I've got some merino trousers, but you don't need to spend on them.
No. Stretchy pants as well, they help if you're hiking. Yeah. If you're a big lad like me, especially. Got some them carry-ball ones, same ones as what you've got. Are they the panther ones? I can't remember what they're called. Yeah. They just...
2 for £40, aren't they? Or they were?
Something like that. I think they were like 25.
Well, I've had mine about 2.5 years now.
Yeah, they were like £25 each, or 2 for £40 or something like that. And for me, being a big lad, I need stretchy gear and cycling shorts as well to stop chub rub.
Yeah, those trousers are good. I think I've re-sewn the button back onto them about 20 times though, because my belly keeps popping it off. But...
Get yourself a belt, lad.
Other than that, that's with a belt. I need a smaller belt.
Or a smaller belly.
Yeah.
Don't we all? We all need that, don't we?
Yeah. So, apart from the standard sort of gear that you need, is there anything that you always take with you that you just couldn't live without?
Tell you what I do love is the little head torch that I've got. We're only a £6 one, and I've used other head torches, and they just haven't lived up to it. Yeah, I love it because it's got a floodlight option and it's got a red floodlight option, and they're the two ones that I use all the time. I don't hardly use the beam.
What make is it? Do you know?
Omaril. That's all it is. Rechargeable. Never let me down. Water resistant. But that's something that I always take. I don't got like because now that I've whittled all my stuff down, I don't particularly have something that I can't live without. Maybe a pillow, Trekology pillow.
Yeah. I'm still trying to find a pillow that works for me.
Yeah, they are a bit hit and miss, aren't they? Like with the Trekology one, I put another one on top sometimes, just a little cheap Tesco's one, but I don't always take it.
So I've seen on your videos as well, you like modifying your gear, don't you?
Who done?
Well, what got you into all that side of things? Are you like do you mod other things, or is it just a camping thing?
Well, I'm pretty handy because I'm a handyman and I do fencing and landscaping and stuff as well. Been
Okay.
in trade all my life, so you've always got to figure out problems and stuff when you come across them on go.
Yeah.
So things like that, if it's normally tent and stuff that I mod, if I feel that it needs something else, then I'll figure out a way to do it. Like I did the Cloud Peak 2, the Targi 2.
I've just got a Cloud Peak 2, and I'll be copying your mods that you did.
Yeah, definitely tie on that cap.
Yeah,
on
I
the
need
Cloud
to do
Peak
that.
2.
I was going to do it on my last camp, but I didn't for some reason. Have you ever bought any gear that's just turned out to be rubbish or not what you expected it to be?
A few sleeping pads. The Perea Outdoors Recharge XL. It's supposed to be an insulated one. It's one from America. It were 80 quid, but it was supposed to have a 4.2 R rating, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I took that out, and I think it only got down to 2 degrees, and I was freezing on it.
Yeah.
So that was no good. But unfortunately, it got an hole in it, and it was my own fault, so I couldn't send it back.
Oh.
We're damaged. So that's been repaired, and then that's just been put in one of the many boxes of of gear that I've got stashed.
We've all got them, haven't we?
The Gear Doctors one as well. Gear Doctors air mat. That was supposed to be a 5.4 or something R rating, and when it came, that were 100 quid off Amazon. That's another American product, and that just doesn't have any insulation in it whatsoever. It's exactly the same as my 20 quid one that I'm using now. But they say because it uses, I think it's something like a 70 denier material on it, and that's why it's got a decent R rating on it. But there's just no insulation in it.
I think sleep mats are a hard thing to find, aren't they? Because I've been through a few, and you're never sure what you're buying or what it's going to be like. And I think some of it's personal taste as well, isn't it? And what's comfortable for one is bearable for another, you know.
That's it. You see, I mean, if you sleep on your back, you can get away with a thin pad because your weight's sort of distributed quite easy, you know, all across the mat. But if you're side sleeper like me, you need a bit of protection underneath you for your arse to hit floor.
For your hips, yeah,
for your hips and your shoulders. But if you just put one of them foam, what are they? Them things that look like what you put on your windscreen of your car in winter. It's just a bit of foam.
Closed cell foam.
Yeah, just put a bit of that underneath, and you'll be fine for 3 seasons.
Yeah, I've got one of those, like a foil mat, rolls up. They're dead light, but they're quite chunky, aren't they? So I end up strapping it to
the outside
of my bag. Yeah.
Yeah, is it the Highlander one? Because they're only about £5, aren't they?
Yeah, I think mine was £7 off eBay.
Yeah, I think you can get them in the range. I think last time I looked for a £5.
All right.
In the camping section, some good bargains in there in the range.
Yeah, I did a haul video in there, or with stuff from there a year or so ago. But I went in the other week and got hardly anything. Yeah,
well, it's a bit like Lidl in that sense. Once it's season, you need to go in and get your stuff, and then they'll get rid of it, and then they'll get new stuff in the next year, sort of thing. So, well, Aldi have got some camping stuff in at the moment. They've got a new tent.
Chairs, don't they? Or they did chairs last year.
Yeah, well, they've got a new tent in, a 2-man tent. It looks like a copy of the OEX Fox 2, and that's 50 quid in there. I don't know if it's any good, but I've always had good experiences with their stuff and Lidl stuff. I think their camping range, Aldi's camping range, is called Adventurage, and Lidl stuff is Crane. They do a lot of fishing stuff as well in Lidl, which is pretty decent. I think I saw a video the other day of a $9.99 tent from Lidl that somebody was testing. Yeah, I watched that as well. I don't know who it was. It just came up on my feed. Yeah, that single skin one. It's crazy, isn't it? $9.99. Yeah, if it gets you through, doesn't it? Yeah, definitely. So in terms of gear, what's next on your list to try out, or are you going to keep using what you've got for a bit? I'm going to use what I've got for a bit throughout summer, and then winter. I think I'm going to have to save up for a firmer rest, I think, because like I say, I'm trying to get my pack size small and light. Yeah. And I think firmer rest X Firm is the ultimate of that, but you're talking 200 quid for that pad. which I'll probably cry when I pay for it, because I'm a Yorkshireman and we don't like handing us pennies over.
They are worth it though. I had the Xtherm, Thermarest Neo Air Xtherm, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And for the weight of it, it's unreal. You look at it and you think, how can that be so warm? And then you lay on it and it's like, wow, you know. I just bought the wrong size. I should have bought the wide and long one.
Yeah.
And I didn't for some reason. I think because it was on offer at 160 quid, I thought, yeah, I'll give that a go. And then I ended up selling it and I got back what I'd paid for it anyway.
Yeah.
And I bought a big, long and wide Xped, one of the new Xped ones.
Right. Yeah, see, they're pretty decent as well, aren't they? But I don't get along with they're like the long tubes, aren't they, that go from edge to...
Yeah. And they're not dead light and they're quite a big pack size as well. But for me, that's the one thing that I won't compromise on. You know, I need a comfortable night's sleep.
Yeah, well, in winter, I've got it's a Cedar Summit Comfort Light insulated, and then I use that one of them foil mat things underneath it for winter. But even that's quite a big pack size for what it is, and it's only 3.6 or 3.8 R value, and that weighs close to 800 grams. So, yeah. And then plus you add your other stuff on top, and then you've got more bulk and more weight. You know, the other pad. Yeah.
I think the Xped's just under 800 grams, and that's a 5.5 R rating, I think.
Right.
But
that's pretty decent, though.
I think the Xtherms is 6.9 or something, aren't they? Something crazy.
Yeah, like something silly. It's all that tin foil they've got in a minute.
Yeah. You won't need anything with one of them. No foil mat or anything.
No, well, I've seen people take them out and they've still got them foil mats underneath them.
Yeah.
I think, why have you got that underneath that when you don't need that? Yeah, it's a bit overkill, that, isn't it?
Yeah. So what have you got planned for the channel next? Any trips or wild camps?
I've got one with English Woodsman. That's probably going to be the next one. Going to take him wild swimming. So
okay.
That's well out of his comfort zone, that, to say he's a woodsman. Yeah. Said he's going to go skinny dipping, so if you're into that...
You'll get banned on YouTube, won't you?
I've got a couple of videos up. I've got some of the old Carrymore boots and I've got some of the new ones, so I'm going to do a compare video on them.
Oh yeah.
Let people know, you know, what's good about them, what's not, sort of thing, and how they compare to the old ones before they got bought out by Sports Direct.
Mike Ashley or whatever his name is.
Yeah, they got bought out. I think it was 2005 or something like that.
Yeah, because a lot of people swear by the older Carrymore stuff, don't they? Because Carrymore were top of the range at one time, weren't they? And then
they were, definitely.
Like I mean, when Sports Direct buy a brand like that, they just buy the name and then put it on whatever they can make in their own factories, don't they?
Exactly. But if you can get some of the old backpacks, even they still do a decent range, which is the SF range, which stands for Special Forces. And a lot of army guys wear them, the boots and the backpacks. But if you can get some of the old school gear, the old school backpacks and that, they're pretty decent.
Yeah, I bet they're quite hard to get hold of now, though, aren't they?
Yeah, if you look on eBay and stuff, they pop up all the time for like a $5 and stuff like that. People that, you know, old guys that don't use them anymore, they just try to get rid of them, taking up room, collecting dust or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've got a couple of got quite a lot of camps that I've got lined up. I like to do a lot of research on places where I'm going first so I can talk about them. So I've got a load of them coming up as well.
What was the one you did recently? I think it was an old country house or something with those water gardens and the fountain and stuff. That was
that was the haunted castle one.
Oh, that's that one, is it? Yeah.
It's only 4 miles from my house, that.
All right.
And a lot of people don't even know that it's there.
Some of those shots you got with your drone as well were just awesome.
Yeah, until it went in water.
I wasn't going to mention that bit, but
yeah, it went in water, did that. But it's all right though. It survived. I don't know if my ego survived it though.
Did you just try it out when you got home, or?
Yeah, I just turned it off and just left it for days. Didn't touch it.
So, if there's anybody out there just thinking of trying out wild camping and getting into it, you got anything you'd say to them?
Just get out and do it. Get out and do it. It's one of the best things. Even if you're not going out camping, just get out. Get out for a walk. and go have a brew somewhere. Buy yourself a little brew kit and go have a coffee somewhere in woods or in a field or something, just to get out. And tell you what is one of the best feelings, if you can get into like a decent field or a meadow or something, take your shoes and socks off and get your feet in grass.
Yeah, you can't beat that, can you?
Yeah, honestly, it's a real good feeling, is that. Sort of brings you back down to earth.
It's a good point about a brew kit, though, because you don't necessarily have to wild camp all night if it's not your thing. You can go for a hike, take a little stove and have a hot drink or make a hot meal and just chill, you know.
Well, that's it, especially with summertime now as well, when it's light for until about 10 o'clock. Yeah. So you don't have to sleep out. You can go home to your nice, comfy bed when you get back. You know, you don't have to sleep on a little air mat
out and put it on the floor.
But yeah, just get out and do it. Just get out and do it. It's good for your mental health, real good for your mental health, just to get away from TV and your phone and stuff like that.
So where can people find you? Obviously, I'll put a link to your YouTube channel at the end of this video and in the description. Are you on Instagram as well or any other platforms?
I've just started Instagram. I hadn't really bothered with it before I started making videos, so I'm still trying to figure out how all that works. Yeah. I'm on Facebook quite a lot in all groups, the wild camping groups. I'm on there quite a lot.
Are you Grizzly Gaz on Facebook as well?
I am, yeah. So I'm on there.
TikTok yet?
I've just done my first TikTok.
Yeah.
In my first TikTok, I just don't understand it.
I'm not trendy enough for all that. I struggle with Instagram, never mind TikTok.
Yeah, well, I've never had it, you see. So I've always just had Facebook, and it's always been just for like the Facebook groups. I don't really use it for all else. And the marketplace, because that's good to get bargains and stuff on Facebook Marketplace. But
there are groups as well for wild camping kit, isn't there? I don't know if you've seen them.
Yeah, there's the
wild camping stuff.
Outdoor Gear Exchange. That's a good one. But yeah, get on them. But the best bargains that you're going to get are the Facebook Marketplace, because a lot of people just want to get rid of whatever it is.
Yeah.
People in the Outdoor Gear Exchange normally know what they have and how much it's worth, or try and get how much they paid for it for.
Yeah, that's a good point. And eBay, stuff on eBay seems to be going for a lot of money at the minute.
Yeah, eBay.
Flocking to it and bidding on stuff.
That's it, because everybody knows what they want, you see.
Yeah. For anybody who's not seen any of your videos before, why should they go to your channel and watch them and subscribe to your channel? What can they expect?
Well, you can expect budget gear. You can expect humour. You can expect a fat lad try to climb mountains. And I also bring my French bulldog with me as well. Come here. Come on, then. Hello. Come on, then. Here she is, look. She comes everywhere with me. Our little Fenzel. Just woke her up and she's like, what's going on?
She likes a hammock camp, doesn't she?
Oh, yeah, she loves a good hammock camp. We get in there and we're like a sausage roll squished up together. But yeah, if you're into your budget gear or if you're just starting out, I've got quite a lot of tips and tricks and stuff on there. And it's all budget minded. I'm not one to be going out spending thousands on tents and sleeping bags and stuff like that. One of my latest videos, I've got the base weight down to 4.7 kilos and it's under 400 quid. And that's a comfortable night's sleep. That it's not just, a very minimalist. Because I've seen these ultralighters and they take... Have you seen that camping mat that I put underneath my sleeping mat? The Light AF mat?
Yeah, I've got one of those to test out. I've still not tried it.
And yeah, well, some of the ultralighters just use that.
Yeah.
And then a tarp over them and a bivvy and a sleeping bag, and that's all they take.
Yeah.
And cold soak.
Brittle on it.
Yeah, and cold soak the food in the porridge in plastic bags and stuff. So
it gets to a point, doesn't it, where you look at it and you think that can't be enjoyable anymore. It's a bit too extreme for me, that.
Yeah, well, you need a good night's sleep, otherwise, there's no point in doing it. You're not gonna enjoy it, are you?
No, exactly.
And if you're not going to enjoy it, you're not going to do it again. But summertime is probably the best time to do it. Make sure you take some insect repellent. Summertime, midges will be getting you, mosquitoes and that. Smidge is a good one. Even get yourself a head net. They're only like a $5, but you do look like a bit of a dinner lady in them, like. But if it stops you from getting midges and that in your ears, then
yeah,
you need.
I had to get smidged up on my last camp. It was horrible. Just for like an hour and a half, the flies were everywhere.
That one with all black flies. You could see all black flies flying around. Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah, them the ones that you can hear. They could go right next to your ear and that.
They sound like they're following you as well, don't they? You move away and they're still there, like trying to get into your ear.
That reminds me of the TAR G2 one. You know, the one that I did mods and stuff on my video. You'll notice that I don't stay in one spot very long because then black flies. That's why I'm walking around the tent.
Walking around it.
Yeah, I'm walking around. I bet people are thinking, why does he keep walking around this tent while he's talking? Able to get away from flies.
Yeah, that smidge stuff, it did work though, because I put it on and then they didn't come near me again, but they were still flying around the camera and trying to work out what the camera was, I think.
Yeah, it's good stuff and it's not DEET as well. And you can put that stuff on your clothes, you see, the smidge. But DEET, I won't put anywhere near your clothes or your tent or out like that. It'll just strip all waterproofness off. Right,
well, thanks again for joining me, Gaz. For anybody that hasn't seen Gaz's channel yet, there'll be a link coming up in a second and there'll be a link in the description as well, so go check it out. If you've got any questions for him, drop him a comment on any of his videos and I'm sure he'll get back to you. And look out for the next interview coming up on this channel.
Thanks a lot, Ben.
Cheers, Gaz.
See you later.